Everybody, I have a quick piece of news to share with you today. The saint of global climate change, Greta Thunberg, and also Rihanna, have a new cause to fight for. See here, Rihanna tweets about farmers' protests in India, creates a stir on social media. So what happened here is international pop star and entrepreneur Rihanna created a stir on Monday as she tweeted in support of the ongoing farmers' protests in India. Indian farmers have been protesting on the borders of India's capital, New Delhi, against 3 agricultural laws that were introduced by the government last year. The pop star shared a CNN article that cited that the internet had been shut down in several parts of New Delhi due to the protests. Why aren't we talking about this? Wrote Rihanna, adding the hashtag farmers protest and linking this t.co link goes to the CNN article in question. Greta Thunberg also joined in. After Rihanna, Greta Thunberg tweets about farmers' protests in India. So you see here, we stand in solidarity with the farmers' protests in India. And she, I think, also links to the CNN article. I'm not really sure there. Sorry. So, looks like this is issue that's grabbing a lot of attention. This farmers' protest in India has been going on for some time and has already led to a lot of trouble, at least 1 death. And I'll show it to you here. Indian farmers battle police in protest against agricultural reforms on the New York Post. So you see here, wild video captures around 1,000 Indian farmers battling police in New Delhi on Tuesday by breaking the historic Red Fort complex in the capital. Echoes of the US Capitol invasion here. The farmers are seen in the footage after they broke through barricades by foot, on horses and tractors. That's insane. So you can see here, this is the crowd, and it's madness, I say. People are everywhere. Also known as a regular Tuesday in India. Or not. People are also scaling the minarets, the towers. Yes, and the protests have been really big. At least 1 person has died. I've read about this here somewhere. Ooh, let's see. 1 farmer was killed in what police said was an accident after his tractor overturned. But farmers claim that he was shot. So this is a big deal. There is violence going on. People are dying. So what is one to think about this? Well, oddly enough, we need to circle back to Greta Thunberg. She has sparked a criminal conspiracy probe in India with an accidental tweet, it says. So Greta Thunberg accidentally shared a message showing he was getting told what to write on Twitter about the ongoing violent farmers' revolt in India. The 18-year-old eco-activist shared a message that detailed a list of suggested posts about the ongoing protests. So that's really weird, because you would think that, oh, this is a issue that she really cares about, and she's tweeting about this issue because she's been following it, she's really concerned about it, and so she come up with her own material. But that does not seem to be the case, and I have taken a look at it. Here's the tweet that was deleted. Here's a toolkit if you want to help, and it links to a document that looks like this: suggested posts. So there are suggested posts and suggestions on who to tag for this issue. Look here. Rihanna, in fact, was the one who tweeted exactly this. Why are we not talking about this? Followed by a link to a CNN article with the farmers protest hashtag. So it looks like there is an organization that is giving instructions to Greta Thunberg, Rihanna, possibly others, about what to tweet and how to talk about this issue. Doesn't that smack a little bit of manipulation of the issue? You would think, looking on Twitter, going around, browsing as a normal user, that this is an organic issue, generating a lot of concern. But you would be mistaken. In fact, they have already identified the organization that is responsible. It's Canada's Poetic Justice Foundation, which claims to be a grassroots group creating events to provoke, challenge, and disrupt systemic inequities and biases. So that is really weird because Greta Thunberg has never been concerned about farmer protests, just about climate change. And now the Poetic Justice Foundation, which is challenging and disrupting systemic inequities and biases, now gets the opportunity to tell to recruit Greta to join in their cause. That is very strange, at least to me. And by accident, we got a glimpse to see, behind the veil and find out that there are a list of posts, suggested posts. And more than that, I can show it to you here. There is a list of activities taking place. A Twitter storm on the 4th and 5th of February, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. UTC. There's a briefing document and a Zoom link. Share solidarity photo and video message by email to scrapfarmaxe@gmail.com. Organize an on-ground action near the closest Indian embassy. So it looks like there's an international coordinated effort to, drum up support for the movement to scrap the Farm Act. But it is kind of problematic. It is a very troubling thing. And let me tell you why. Because the farm protests have gotten violent. They have gotten, at least one person killed. And the rhetoric is a little bit going over the line. Look here. India threatens to jail Twitter employees amid criticism over farmers' protests. Twitter has pushed back against an Indian government directive, saying it was given insufficient justification to block hundreds of accounts. So what exactly happened? The Indian government threatened to punish employees of Twitter with fines and jail for not obeying the government's order to block accounts tweeting under the hashtag Modi planning farmer genocide. So Twitter is arguing that, this is free speech. You gotta let people say what they want to say. And the Indian government is arguing that, this trending phrase is, particularly inflammatory and could lead to further violent unrest, which has already happened. So it's not an academic question. It's not speculation. It has already happened. Twitter did move to make more than 250 accounts inaccessible to India-based users following direction of the IT ministry on Monday, but reversed the move after about 6 hours following major public outcry. So, what does this tell you? It's very strange, right? Isn't it? When people stormed the U.S. Capitol, Twitter didn't block a huge number of accounts. They have actually been blocking. They suspended then former U.S. President Donald Trump, and they suspended many of his supporters of Twitter. Actually, this is very easy to find. You just have to go to Google. In fact, don't use Google. Maybe use DuckDuckGo. Maybe use Yahoo and search for conservatives banned U.S. Capitol riots, and you would find a list of individuals who were banned for that. And on that issue, Twitter's decision was, we're going to ban these accounts because they are, dangerous and inciting violence, is the claim. But when it comes to India, and the Indian government says, we actually have violence, we better clamp down on these 250 accounts, which by law we are allowed to do, right? It's not something we just cooked up. Twitter response is, no, I think not, free speech. First, they did comply because the law. Then 6 hours later, no, on balance, we decided to keep them up because free speech. But isn't that odd? That this standard is inconsistently applied in two very similar situations. And so it's extra fishy to me that Rihanna, Greta Thunberg, and who knows how many other influencers online have been tweeting in support of the farmers' protests. And Twitter itself is also making decisions on the side of, encouraging the farm or enabling the farmers' protests. They're not clamping down, is what I mean to say. And against the Indian government's request, which is legal, whether you agree or not, that is, the proper thing to do. That is, if Twitter wants to do business in India, they have to abide by local rules and regulations, which they have not done in this case. In this case, they have made their own decision, went against the law, and want to justify it with the principle of free speech. See, they said here, social media site reportedly told the government it would not be complying with the directive on the basis that the accounts and tweets in question were either constituted free speech or were newsworthy. So that really shows you that there are organizations and powerful people in Twitter, in NGOs concerned about the farmers' protests, who are putting their thumb on the scale to favor an outcome that they would prefer. That is to keep the conversation going about the farmers' protests, allow speech that the Indian government feels is potentially inflammatory, especially the hashtag about Prime Minister Modi claiming farmer genocide. That's absolutely terrible, and I hesitate to even mention it on this video because it is just absolutely terrible. But it is extremely fishy. So there appears to be organized efforts to coordinate messaging about this. There appears to be powerful people in Twitter who are reversing decisions of the company against local laws. I think wherever you are and whatever country you're from, wherever you live, this is something pretty concerning and worth keeping an eye on, because wherever you are in the world, presumably there will be issues that matter to you locally, and it is a big concern that Canadian NGOs and American tech companies that have no real stake in wherever it is that you live can make decisions that have a real impact, that can cause real trouble, real harm. So that's the thought I want to leave you with. Please, like this video if you enjoyed what I was talking about. Share it around if you feel that other people likewise, that need to hear about this thing going on. If you feel that this is some realization that needs to be shared around so more people know about it, please share it around. Please subscribe, and I'll talk to you again soon when I have more updates about the situation. Thank you. Bye-bye.